following is a presentation of the Pineywood Sports Network. Alrighty, folks, welcome back here to day number 2 of the Rough Rider Holiday Hoops Tournament. And I am your host, Larry Pierce, getting ready to go for game number 1 here. Well, actually, game number 2 of the day. We had the Jacksonville and the Chapel Hill JV game a little before this one started off here. So getting ready to go here for the game here at 10:30. We'll be here till all the way up until games. We're going to go all the way about every half hour, all the way up until 6 o'clock through the evening here on NETSN. So thanks for joining us wherever you are. We're going to start off today with the Trinity Christian Academy Trojans, and they'll take on the guys from Australia, McKinnon Cougars, with Coach Giancino. And I talked to Coach McGrath, the assistant coach, a little while ago, and I asked him if he could maybe hook it up with Coach Giancino later on in the afternoon, before their last game, maybe at halftime before the game before their last game. They come over, have a chat with us, and learn a little bit about these guys from Melbourne, Australia. And I talked to Coach a little bit, about where the guys come from, and they actually came straight from Australia here. So it was like a 16-hour trip for them to get here, to come here to play the ball games here this weekend. So they've done a really good job. They played really good basketball. They're very friendly gentlemen, and I tell you, everybody I've met from them over there has just been absolutely incredible. So thanks to them for being here in our awesome city of Center. Trinity Christian Academy from the Addison area is here as well. Silsbee and the Chapel Hill, and of course the Center squad. And man, I tell you, it's just been some really great basketball here yesterday. Good games. Chapel Hill and Silsbee started everything off. Chapel Hill was behind most of that game there, and then they caught up to Silsbee about a minute left to go in that third quarter, and was able to hold on in that fourth quarter to get that win there. Silsbee was able to get a win here over the Australian crew. And I tell you, it's just been some really good basketball here yesterday. So we're looking forward to more good basketball. This one should be a good one to start off for our broadcast here today. All games yesterday and today being brought to us by the good folks at Shelby Savings Bank. You see their little emblem down there at the bottom. We thank the good folks at Shelby Savings Bank for bringing us the ball games here today. So let's play homage to some of those great people to help making this thing happen here in the Center today. And we'll be right back as we get started this with Trinity Christian, the Trojans, ready to take on the McKinnon Cougars of Australia when we come back right here on NETSN.
Whether it's with family and friends or just some time to yourself, summer is better on the water. And Farmers State Bank has exactly what you need to make those dreams come true. Learn more at fsbctx.bank.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center proudly supports all the students and schools of the Piney Woods. Stop by the lot and feel free to check out all the wonderful vehicles we have to offer, no matter what adventure you're planning on taking. We have a wide selection of used vehicles and a service department that can service your vehicle. Get all the info you need about your next vehicle online. That way you're prepared for your car deal when you hit the lot. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center.
All right, folks, I wanted to come back here because I wanted to show you this. This is what the guys from Australia have done with the Chapel Hill and Chapel Hill and Center yesterday. They have had like a little gift bag exchange here, and they're going to do that the same thing here with Trinity Christian Academy, and they're going to get some pictures. So this is really pretty cool, man. A very, very cool thing that they've done here, and I'll tell you what, it's just been a really great group of guys to have here in the city of Center, and the same thing with Trinity Christian Academy. They got to one game yesterday, so we're looking forward to playing a couple here today. And as you see the gentleman right here in the beige shirt that's walking around, that was Guglio. He took an awful big shot to the eye there on his right side yesterday, and I went up and talked to him just for a couple minutes before the game and asked him how he's doing. He said, it's a little blurry, but I'm going to be okay. And I said, okay, man, just wanted to check on you. So he's doing okay there. But that was probably the one big thing that we had yesterday. You can see it in his eye. He kind of took it right there to that right eye. So hopefully he's going to be okay. So we are set and ready to go here for some basketball. And the Trinity Christian Academy Trojans out of Addison ready to take on the McKinnon Cougars. So it's going to be Trojans and Cougars. And I tell you what, too, folks, I wanted to say this, too, because I'm making sure today for my folks in Australia that are watching, it was totally my fault, the redneck way of spelling Australia last night in that last game. I left it up the whole way. I didn't even notice it until I got home and was watching and totally misspelled the word Australia. And I told my sister, I said, well, that's the redneck way to spell it. So there you go. My fault, totally. We have a thing now to where the scoreboard is actually taken care of for us over at the scoring table. So I don't really look at the scoreboard on the screen much. I'm usually checking the scoreboard here at the stadium. So I didn't even really realize it because I'm OCD about it. But if I would have realized that it was misspelled, I would have changed it. But totally my fault yesterday, folks. So had a good laugh about it last night, and hope everybody did as well. Like I said, that's the Texas redneck way of spelling. You got Australia. You got to have that I in there like trail. There you go. That's why we that. Anyway, good little fun story here to start off here as the Cougars are coming out. And I tell you what, this is a really good squad from Trinity Academy. I mean, Smith and Daniels, they play really big down underneath. They got Cox here. He can shoot from outside. He's a big power guy, and he takes it real good. And then Price, I do believe, is the coach's son here. He's got a three-ball shot out there as well. And then I think that's Apple out there on the floor. Kind of is just complimentary to all these other guys out here on the floor for Coach Price and the Trojans. They do a really good job. Some crazy numbers here. Usually don't see 80s and 85s and 50s and stuff like that on numbers for the kids. But let's see. Here we go. Oh, there we go. But we're going to have a few of those here for the Cougars. So that's like I said, we're going to be Price, Daniels, Smith, Apple, and Cox for the Trojans. And then we're going to have McGrath, O'Shea. Let's see who else we got out there. Looks like Warren, McGrath, O'Shea, Warren. It might be Joy. Let's see, we got a couple more out here we're waiting on. Yeah, 85, that is Harrison. And so here we go. That is Joy out there on the floor. So it's going to be Cox with the basketball to start off here for the Trojans. And we are underway here this afternoon. And I think we got the robot working a little bit better than yesterday. So thank goodness for that. Like I said, getting everything set up and ready to go. Here's Cox trying to drive to the right side, and he'll stick it back out here to Price. Launching for three. It will not go. The rebound comes back out here, and O'Shea going to push the action here for the Cougars. Send it over here to the far side. Three ball on the way, knocking it down. Warren, he's a big three-ball shot. He's knocked down a field yesterday. He gets it started here for the Cougars. Back up ahead in the corner for Price. They'll bring it back across the top. They're finding Cox on the other side trying to answer right back on the three of his own. It's off the mark. Rebounded there by Apple and gets knocked away from Warren by behind. From behind by Warren. There we go. Get my vernaculars right today. All right, ready to bring it in. Here's Daniels. And then there's a steal by Warren. Warren going to throw it up ahead here to McGrath. McGrath running up the floor, going to kick it back across. And here's a three on the way from Harrison and knocking it down from the right side. Harrison for three for the Cougars. 2 for 2 at that three-point line. They started to heat up yesterday late in that last game they played. Let's see if they can keep that three-ball shot going on here today. You got to get a tough defensive squad and then the Trojans to work against here. Apple with the ball over to the left side. Back here to Price. Price working against Warren, takes it to the left side of the lane. Price with a nice dish here. Smith trying to bustle his way in, can't get it in there. O'Shea comes out with a rebound, and it's going to be a foul on Smith. Remember, folks, 5 fouls in each quarter. You go to the line shooting 2. There's no 1-and-1 anymore. So as soon as you get 5 fouls, it sends you to the line shooting 2. All right, so here we go. Cougar basketball. McGrath will get it on the inbound here to Joy. Joy will bring it up the floor. Happy Joy. Joy over the floor. There's 2 Joys on the floor here for the Cougars. O'Shea back across here. Harrison trying to drive along the baseline against Daniels. Throws it back out. O'Shea, top of the key. Finding Warren. Like I said, Trojans warming up here. Starting to get some sweat flowing. That'll tighten up the defense. Harrison for 3 again. Off the mark this time. Rebound comes out by Cox for the Trojans. Here's Price going to launch for 3. Knocking it down in the corner for the Trojans, and Price gets them on the board. 1 of 3 at that three-point line here. There's all threes, raining threes in the center this morning. Shea trying to back him down. Joy down to the corner. Warren for 3 from the other side. Will not go. Rebound comes out here by the Trojans. And Cox will push it up the floor here. Going to be fouled from behind by O'Shea coming up the floor. 5:35 to play here in this first quarter. And O'Shea going to commit this first foul. Out of bounds here for Daniels and the Trojans. Getting in here now to Cox. He's calling the offense out here on top. We'll have O'Shea on the defense. Get it down under to Daniels. Outside the free throw line. Going to find Price open. He'll launch the 3. Won't go. Rebound comes out here by the Cougars. Warren pushes up. Bounce pass up to O'Shea along the left side. O'Shea 1-on-1 here against Cox. Taking it back out. Swinging around to Harrison. Joy. Get it back out to Warren, looking to set it back up. tight man-to-man defense by the Trojans. Nice behind the back pass, but it's stolen away there by Daniels, and back up the floor now come the Trojans. And nice job here by Price, throws it back out. Going to find Cox for a three on the left wing. Can't get it to go. McGrath and Apple saves it, but it's going to be back into the hands of the Cougars as Harrison pushes it up. O'Shea left side. Takes a little inside move, and that may be a walk call right there. Oh, it's going to be a foul. Thought maybe might have just drugged that foot there for the walk, but it did not happen. Here comes Flat. He'll come into the game for Daniels and Coach Price for the Trojans. Out of bounds play now for the Cougars. So Warren on the inbound, 4:41 to go. Gets it in here. Oh, it's out for the hands of Joy into the hands of Flat. Flat pushing the action up the floor here for the Trojans and finds Apple in the corner for three. Looked good, but off the mark. 1 for 6 at that three-point line. Oh, and that's just out in front of McGrath, and he's not able to pick up the ball on the inbound. So 4.5 to go, and it will be Trojan basketball as Apple will come over. Be ready to throw it in. On the inbound here to Cox. Oops, there we go. Cox out here on top working against O'Shea. Send it over to the left side. And Apple finds Price. O'Shea on the defense right there and a good switch. Nice job here by Cox trying to get it on a bounce pass. And I think he was trying to get Apple. He wanted Apple to keep going, and Apple kind of stopped. It would have been a good pass, but Apple stopped there onto that pass. But otherwise, it would have been a good pass there from Cox, but it gets out of bounds and goes back to the Cougars. As coming into the ball game is Fu and Lazari for Coach Giancino. 4 minutes to play here in this first quarter, and the Cougars of Australia are up 6-3, all by way of the three-point shots here today. 1 of 6 for the Cougars, and 2 of 4 for the Cougars, 1 of 6 for the Trojans here to start off that three-point line. Here's Lazari, going to throw it back out. O'Shea trying to drive in from that right side, and good job there by Flat to come up there. And I'm going to say O'Shea walked with it. Flat reached in there to grab it, caused him to walk, and it's a turnover back to the Trojans. So on the inbound here, ready to bring it in. Cox will get it on the inbound. And they'll bring it across the timeline as O'Shea will meet him right there. Oh, off of the foot of O'Shea, so that will not be a backcourt violation. And back up comes Cox. Send it back over to the right side of the lane, tries to drive his way down in, lost the handle on the basketball a little bit, lost a little bit of his dribble. Had to throw it back out and got out in front of Apple, and it gets out of play, goes back to the Cougars. O'Shea checks out of the ball game, checking in. That's number 56, Joy. So he got Joy number 12, Joy number 56 on the floor. And we're ready to go here as the Cougars basketball. Joy trying to drive the left side here, just outside the free throw line, pulls up the dribble, now kicks it back outside. There's Joy with it as well. Send back over to the far side, and the three ball on the way. Will not go there by Harrison. A lot of bodies on the floor. Hope everybody's going to be okay. Fu getting some help up there. All right, so it'll be an inbound play coming in for the Cougars. They get it on the inbound here to Joy. Joy going to get a screen from Lazari. Joy tries to take it into the middle of the floor. Oh, nice spin move in the lane there by Joy. He puts it up and scores. And that's the first field goal by either team in this first quarter. 8-3 for the Cougars now with 2:38 to go. Price. Apple. Oh, that was Flat. He gets over here to Cox. Nice job. Cox takes it around to Cox, the hoop and the harm. Cox is strong, and he takes it in with authority, and he's going to get the hoop and the harm right there for the Trojans. Chance to make it a two-point ball game as he takes it in strong, muscling his way in right at the rack, puts it up and gets the bucket. Daniels back in the ball game coming in here for Flat and Coach Price. So Cox at the line, shooting one for the three-point play. And it goes down for him. All right, back up the floor now come the Cougars. I was checking on something here, folks. Sorry. Do this. So the nice job in the lane. Fu puts up the little shot there into the middle of the lane and gets the bucket. Got stopped right there in the middle of the lane and is able to find a little bit of room, get a little bit of a hook shot in there and knocking it down. Next game up here after this one will be Center and Chapel Hill. It should be a very good basketball game. Chapel Hill playing very good basketball. They got a great defense from what I saw yesterday. Just Coach Johnson got them rolling right along too. Here's Cox, send it over here in the corner. 3 on the way, too strong for the Trojans. Rebound coming out there by Ingram, who's in the ball game. And it'll come out by Harrison. Harrison bringing it across the timeline here to the left side. Harrison down in the corner, finding Joy. Joy in the corner, back out Fu, top of the key. 3 ball off the mark, will not go. And Fu loses his footing coming back. And it's off the mark. Here's Cox bringing it up the floor. Cox, Price from the right to the top. To the right side of the lane, loses the handle on the way in. Joy picks up the loose ball. And back on the floor now come the Cougars. Joy. Spin lane inside the free throw line. Can't get any room in there. Good job by Daniels in the defense. Kicking it back out. Lazari for 3. Won't go. Hit the top of the rack. And that should be an out of bounds play. Well, they're going to say there was a foul underneath here on the Trojans. But I thought that hit the top of the rack. They were calling it to be out of bounds on the carrying off the rack. But I guess not. So it's going to be a foul here on the Trojans. And it'll be an out of bounds play coming for the Cougars. That's Harrison looking to get it in. Trying to find somebody. Now they finally get it in here. And they'll find Joy out here on top. Joy to Joy. He gets a screen from Joy. Joy to the left side lane. Oh, and that is blocked. Get that out of my house, says Mr. Smith. Not here. What a block. So Harrison once again ready to bring that one in. And he'll find Joy on the inbound, covered up here by Apple. Apple on him tight. Joy goes around and stops in the lane, puts up the floater shot, will not go, and the rebound goes off of Fu. And it will go back to the Trojans. So under a minute to go, actually 43.9 as you can see there on the clock. We're ready to roll, and it's Trojan basketball going to maybe try to hold on for one more shot. As the Cougars of Australia have the lead 10-6 right now. Going to send it over to the left side. A nice drive there by Flatt. Gets shut down by Fu onto the defense. Kicking it back outside. Still 30 seconds to go. A lot of time here to run the offense for the Trojans. Flatt all the way back to Price. Price, 3 ball on the way, off the mark. Rebounded here by Joy. Still playing time, but it gets knocked away. And Lazari comes up with it. Actually on the floor. That's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow. Going to go to the Cougars. As it will be Harrison ready to bring it in right here in front of us. Harrison on the inbound finds Joy. Joy working against Price. Sitting over that right side. Under 10 seconds to go. Throwing it back across. Lazari in the lane. Puts up the floater. Won't go. He's going to be fouled on the way in on the shot with 3.5 to go. And Lazari will look to hit to the line here for the Cougars. See if he can make it a 6-point lead here headed into the second quarter. Sorry, off the mark. I'll tell you what, yesterday was the same way. It was just yesterday, it wasn't really all the teams, no one team in particular, but it just seemed like everybody had a hard time at the free throw line. I don't know if anybody shot 50% for the game yesterday. If they did, it was a rare occasion yesterday at the free throw line for every team, not just anybody, but every team. Lazari misses that one as well. As both of them off the mark here, Daniels gets that rebound, throws up to Cox. That's going to be the end of the first quarter, as it will be 6 for the Trojans to 10 for McKinnon and the Aussie guys. So we'll be back for the second quarter. It's on the way right here on NETSN.
Shelby Savings Bank has come a long way since it was established in 1982, and the good folks that work at Shelby Savings Bank really enjoy doing things in the community and for the community. And they would like to encourage everyone to please shop local. For all your banking needs, please visit these wonderful Shelby Savings Bank locations, with 2 locations in Center, locations in St. Augustine, Palestine, and Lindale.
Yeah, let's go.
All righty, folks, we're back here ready to go to that second quarter. And good morning to all those good folks down there in Melbourne, Australia. Got us tuned in. I'm not sure how early in the morning it is there, but it sounds like it's an early morning there. Tuned in watching the Cougars here play this morning. And at the end of the first quarter, they're up 10-6. And it was a nice job here by Warren. And Harrison knocking down a couple of threes. Joy and Fu getting a couple of field goals there. Price with the 3-ball for the Trojans. Cox, one at the line and one in the lane there. So it's kind of been the scoring here. See the second quarter coming on. Here we go with Cox bringing it across the timeline. He'll be met there by McGrath in the ball game here for the Cougars. McGrath getting it up here to Price. Price going to start off with the 3-ball pretty much the same way they did there in the first quarter. And it's a 1-point ball game as Cougars bring it up. Warren over to that to the right side, send it back here to the left. Trying to get downside. There's Joy. He's going to pick up a blocking foul trying to come in as Joy tried to go through the defense right there, and that may be on the Cox. That's going to be the first team foul of the second quarter here for the Trojans. On the inbound, and send it in. That's going to get knocked away. And did it go off of Fu? It did go off of Fu's hands. Okay, so I thought maybe it was off of Daniels, but it will be Trojan basketball as Daniels will bring it in. And going to face some pressure here is Price, and they'll back off that pressure. And Warren will cover Price up here to the half-court line. Cox working against McGrath. Goes around, slipping out there. Slickness on the floor. Same spot there for Price, running and shooting. And Price knocking it down. He's got 3 threes in the game, and his team is now up 12-10. Here come the Cougars. Lazari down to that far side, get back out here to McGrath. McGrath, Warren for 3. Off the mark here onto the left side. And somebody ends up on the floor there, and that's going to be off of Apple, and it'll get out of play, and it'll stay with the Cougars on that end. Daniel's going to check out of the ball game here as Flatt checks back in for Coach Price. So just about a minute gone here in this first half. And Cougar basketball. Warren on the inbound. Going to get it down here in the corner to Joy. Joy working against Cox. Joy takes it to the middle lane. Cox shuts him down there, throws it to McGrath. McGrath decides here, let me take this 3. That's going to be off the mark there as it goes over the top this time. And out of play, turnover back to the Trojans. Here's Flatt looking to get it in, going to find Price, and that was kind of a lazy pass in there. Almost picked off there by Warren, but Price comes up with it. Send it over here now. Cox, he'll line up for a 3 from the corner. Will not go. Rebound comes out here by Smith. Smith gives it back to Cox. Cox in the lane. He takes it in. He's going to get the hoop and the harm once again as he's going to be fouled by Fu this time. But Cox takes it in with authority once again. He's going to go back to the line. So now 14-10. Cox with a 3-point opportunity here. So Shea coming into the ball game, going to relieve Fu, who looks like he might have took a tough shot in that last play. So here's Cox at the line. Hit his first one at the line earlier. He's up here, gets it to roll home. 6 points in the game for Cox here, leading the team for the Trojans. Price leading in scoring. He's got 9. Warren pulls up his dribble at the free throw line. Bounce pass up underneath, and it's going to get out in front of McGrath. He's not able to catch up with the pass and turn it over back to the Trojans. Inbound here for the Trojans, and Cox will bring it up the floor. Send it down here to Price. Price throws it down underneath. Looking in there is Smith, and Smith is going to be fouled by Warren on the shot. So Smith's going to go to the line shooting a couple. All games today here on NETSN from the Rough Rider Tournament being brought to us by the good folks at Shelby Savings Bank. Find a Shelby Savings Bank location all across the Piney Woods area and get yourself a Casaza account. That's what Miss Lori Show says you need a Casaza account. That's up and good there for Smith, his first points of the ball game. Second one on the way. Good as well. So yesterday, not faring real well from the free throw line, but today Teams are picking it up a little bit here. That's coming up the floor. That's going to be foul away from the ball here on the Cougars. It's going to go back to the Trojans with 6:09 to go. So that one was on Warren, his first. So Cox will bring it back up to the lower. Working against O'Shea. Sends it over now to the far side to Apple. Apple. He's got Harrison on it. Down in the corner, here's Price. Price knocking down the three, and I'll tell you what, McGrath did everything he possibly could to play good defense right there. But knocking it down into that corner, it was Price, and he had McGrath's hands right in his face. Nice shot there by. Good save here coming up. Oh, I thought we were going to get run over. Nice job there by Flat. Flat saves it, but there's Joy making a steal. Throws it back up ahead to McGrath at the free throw at the half-court line. And now he'll bounce it back here to Harrison. It's back up the floor. Now come the Cougars down in the corner. O'Shea finds Harrison running to the rack from the left side and can't get it to go, but he is fouled on the way in. And Harrison will head to the line for the Cougars. A lot of quick, fast action right there for a minute or so. So Harrison will step up here into the second quarter, trying to cut into this 10-point lead that the Trojans have built. Oh, and he can't get it to roll off the front of the rim. So Flat checks out as Daniels checks back in for Coach Price. Second shot rolls off the front of the rim there for him. Unfortunate here for the Cougars. 0 for 4 at that free throw line here this morning so far in his first half. Still 5:15 to go. That's Cox across the timeline, sitting over here to the far side to Apple. Apple back to Price. Cox will look to run it from that left side there. Cox takes it down in the lane. Nice job. Bounce off the side of the iron. Can't get it to go. And then McGrath trying to grab that rebound. It goes off his hand. Out of bounds. Stays with the Cougars. And back into the ball game now comes Lazari and Warren as McGrath and Joy will check out for Coach Giancino. So here comes Joy back up the floor. Drop it off to O'Shea. O'Shea trying to work his way in. Steps back out. Throws it to Joy on top. Joy working the right side lane. Puts up the shot. He'll be fouled on the way in, and that's going to be on Smith. That may be number 2 or 3 on Smith. All right, that's the first one on Smith. Okay, had him for another one earlier, so that must have been the one on Price. Okay, so here we go, and there's Joy knocking it down at the line. Definitely something that the Cougars needed to see, get a point here for the first point. 3 minutes and 10 seconds, their first point into this quarter. Second one for Joy, knocking it down. Good looking free throw shots right there. All right, so that makes it an 8-point ball game here as we're under 5 to play into the half. Cox bring it back across the timeline here, working against Joy out on top. Finding Price to the left side. Gotta stay on Price. Good job there by Lazari, but Price drives down in and puts up the floater, and Price good. 11 points in this quarter for Price. 14 altogether already into this ball game for him. So 4:23 Cougars trying to answer right back here. Harrison dropping it back off Lazari. Joy, that was a long-range three. Thought about, nope. But Joy takes it down in. He's going to be fouled on the way, and that's pretty much what the Cougars got to do here. They're just going to take right on the dribble, take him right into the lane and get that contact and get to the line. I'm going to do believe it's going to be on Burton, 0. As Joy goes back to the line where he made his last 2. See if he can knock down a couple more. Yeah, well, I might have jinxed him right there. Warren back into the game. Oh, we're going to get a check of looks like they're checking scores. I've got 12. They got 13 on the board. I don't know where the 13 would have came from. I've got 12. So I don't know. They're checking on something. Not quite sure what it is, but 4:12 to go. that one didn't go down, so it should be 22-13. I don't know, maybe they didn't get Burton checked into the game correctly or something. That's what they're kind of looking at right now. Still trying to find out where that 13th point came from. Don't know. All right, so now's the time whenever we need the Jeopardy theme, but it is not available to me right now. All righty, so maybe we have something figured out. Not really quite for sure. So we have another discussion going on at the free throw line here. I know you want to get things right, but still think that Joey's going to be at the line, and they got it right there on the score. It is 12. That's what I've got. So I will let you know, folks, coming up next, we're going to have Center and Chapel Hill going next here on NETSN after this one. Scheduled for noon, but this 15-minute discussion about something here by the umpire or by the refereeing crew, excuse me, may start that one a little later. All right, here we go. Well, now we have to talk to the coaches. Still not done. Okay. Well, folks, I hope everyone's having an awesome, blessed day. It's going to be a beautiful Saturday here in Center. A great day to come out here and check out some basketball. Come on out here. Center's going to be playing next against Chapel Hill. Should be a very good one. Got games going all the way through the afternoon here today. So should be just great basketball all day long. So come on out here and enjoy it. They got some food out here. I see my good man, the Black Taco Man, is out here out front. And Mr. Frofro going to be cooking up some good food out there. And if you haven't had the chicken Parmesan tacos, if he's got those, you need to get out there and check it out. Go see my man, the Taco Man. He's parked out in front of the Coliseum here. Come get you some tacos today and enjoy that great food. I'm going to try to – I don't have much time in between games, but I'm going to see if I can sneak out there, get an order, and come back. You know what I mean? There we go. All right, so finally, I don't know. It looks like what's going to happen is Burton didn't check into the game correctly. So that is a technical foul. So that's going to put Joy at the line. He'll shoot technical fouls, and then I do believe that he will be able to shoot two more after that because of the foul. I do believe that because they still has the foul on Burton up there. So I think Burton just didn't get properly checked into the ball game. So 3 shots on it. Oh, he wasn't in the books?
0 was not in the books, so therefore they got a technical foul.
Right.
Shot two, he gets to come in, we'll put him in the book, White gets him up. Hey, White,
All right, there we go.
White,
All right, so
White,
Burton
White.
wasn't in the book, 0, so now he's in the book, so it's shot 2 for the technical fouls, and the Cougars get the ball back. So that's where we are with that. So a good job there as 3 of them go down for Joy. All right, now there we go. Now we're right, 22-15, and we're right. Yeah, so that was pretty much what I thought there. Burton either didn't check in right or he wasn't in the books, but that's kind of crazy because I have him on my roster as it being in the game, but he wasn't on the book, so not really quite sure. Boy, that was awful close to the camera. That was a heck of a pass here by Cox, but it's out of the range of everybody. So a little fast action there, so now we're ready to go. So it's kind of crazy that Burton wasn't on the books because I did have him on my roster, so I don't know how that happened, but okay. But that's where the technical foul come in, but it gets the Cougars a little bit closer here with 3:44 to go. 22-15 is now the score, and the Cougars have the basketball. 3 ball on the way, knocking it down from the right side down there. And who's on that one right there? That was Harrison with another 3 ball, his second of the afternoon for the Cougars. So now it's a 4-point game here as Price brings it across the timeline. Over to the left side of the lane. Good defense there by the Cougars. Here's another 3 on the way, and that was going to be Price knocking it down again. He has got the range, and he is finding it here today. In this second quarter, that's 5 altogether. 4 in this quarter alone for Price. Knocking it back up to a 7-point ball game. We get down to 3 minutes to go. Warren trying to answer right back. Side of the iron will not go. Rebound by Daniels. He'll give it up here to Price, who's got the hot hand. And there's almost a steal by Joy. Goes into the hands here of Flat. And Price will look to slow it down just a little bit, under 3 to go. Flat, back to Price, feeling it from the right side. That was off the mark this time. And back come the Cougars, trailing by 7, trying to shut this gap down here. Here's Harrison, left side, back out on top to Warren. Warren thought about the 3. Price, good defense. Joy, top of the key, pulls down his dribble, kicks it over to O'Shea. O'Shea, he'll launch the 3 from the left side, and O'Shea will knock down the 3. His first points of the ball game for the Cougars. 2:20 to go. It's a 4-point ball game. Price slowing it down a little bit here, bringing it across the line. Now sending it right down in the middle, dropping it off here. And, oh, that's off the hands of Smith. So he loses the handle on it and goes right back into the hands here of the Cougars. Back up the floor. Lazari over to Warren. Warren. Joy, left wing 3, open. Side of the iron. Oh, it just didn't go down for him. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor with a 4-point ball game. 1:57 left to go here in the half. Now it looks like we're going to get a full timeout here by Coach Price and of the Trojans. We'll be right back here on a NETSN.
Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in the Center has the agents to take care of all your insurance needs. They remind you to update your policy after a life change, never put off the death policy conversation, and always have home insurance or renter's insurance. Whatever your insurance needs or questions are, or even if you need to make a payment, Sandy Cox State Farm Insurance in Center.
You know that Center Glass can fix your cracked windshield. But for the experts at Center Glass, fixing a windshield is just the beginning. Center Glass can also renovate your bathroom, turn your fixtures and shower into something entirely new and unique to your home.
Alrighty, folks, back here after the timeout. We're right at 2 minutes left to go here in this first half, and it's a 25-21 lead here for the Trojans of TCA. So here we go. This is Trojan basketball on to the inbound, bringing it in, finding Price. And Price will bring it up the floor here. Across the timeline, working against Joy, finds Cox over here to the right side as McGrath on him tight. Cox goes around him, and Cox takes the right to the rack. He's going to be fouled on the way in by O'Shea. And Cox will head back to the line. Well, he'll shoot a couple. He's 2 for 2 at the line so far tonight. O'Shea going to pick up his second, I do believe. That's 2 on him. 14 fouls on both teams here with 1:44 to go into this quarter. And Cox will step back to the line, shooting a couple. And that one goes in and out for him. Second one off the mark. Chasing down the rebound there is Ingram, and he'll set it back out here to Cox. Cox get it over here to Price. Price has it knocked away on the shot by Harrison, and up the floor now comes Joy. Joy will push it up to the left side of the rack, and Joy takes it right in and scores. Nice job there by Joy to just take it right in and get the bucket. 1.5 to go. Cox going to try to do the same thing, and oh, it rolls off the front of the rim, but Ingram right there for the rebound and the putback won't go. Cox gets the rebound and won't go. Still won't go. Cox gets another rebound, loses the handle on it. Price picks up the loose ball. Well, I tell you what, this is going to be 3 or 4 shots out of here by the Trojans. Well, maybe not here. As that gets away as O'Shea, and it's going to be a reach-in foul there by Ingram. And that'll be the 5th team foul. So they'll be shooting 2. Both teams will be shooting 2 here, as that is a 15 foul, and now an opportunity for the Cougars of Australia to tie this ball game up if O'Shea can hit him at the line. So he goes here for the first time here this afternoon. I should say morning. It's still morning. It's only 11 o'clock here in Texas. I don't know about down there in Melbourne. Maybe I should check my phone here, see what it is down there. Oh, off the front of the rim. Can't get it to go. So O'Shea trying to make it a 1-point ball game with 1:09 to go here in this first half. Shot on the way out. It's off the front of the rim. Cox with the rebound. And here come the Trojans back up the floor to that left side. Cox right down in the middle of the lane, takes it. Oh, it's off the side of the rim, won't go. McGrath with the rebound, dropping it off here to Lazar. No, that's Warren. Warren throwing across here, and that's off the hands of Ingram. Good job of getting a hand on it. As McGrath will see ready to bring it in now for the Cougars. Gonna get a full timeout here by the Aussie guys, so we'll take a break and we'll be right back here on the NETSN.
So many things get started at Pizzeria. You start your party off with a pizza from the pizzeria. You get your celebration started. You get your season started. For a lot of us, our passion with pizza started at the Pizzeria, a tradition since 1960s. It's the Pizzeria just off the square in Center.
Alrighty, we're back here after the timeout. Just under a minute to play into this first half, and it's a 2-point ball game here as the Cougars will have it. As McGrath will be ready to bring it in here for the Cougars. McGrath on the inbound, looking to get it in. Going to find O'Shea, give it back to McGrath. McGrath finds a little bit of room here for Warren. Warren for the three, will not go. Rebound comes back out, and the Cougars keep possession. Joy has it to the right side of the lane, throwing it over to the far side. He was expecting, I think he was expecting Harrison to stay there in that spot, but he moved up down to the corner, so it's a pass out of play. They go back to the Trojans. So Price gets the inbound here from Flat. The Trojans look to bring it back up the floor. Increase their lead here before the half. Left side. Back out on top here to Apple. Apple round of the Hornet. That's O'Shea blocking that. Get out of my house, says Mr. O'Shea. Don't bring that in here. 26 seconds left to go. And it's going to be Trojan basketball as Smith looking to get in. Coming in long here. And the Trojans get a hand on it. But it also does the Cougars, but it will stay with the Trojans here with about 20 seconds left to go here in the half. Price driving to the left side of the lane, kicking it back out to Apple. Apple going to find Ingram. Ingram in the lane, blocked by O'Shea once again. Oh, Ingram gets it back. Smith for three, will not go. Rebound comes out here. McGrath on the floor here, fighting with Flat on the jump ball. And it looks like that's going to be a foul, and that'll put McGrath at the line here for the Cougars. They'll shoot a couple, try to tie this thing up. Still 2.1 to go. Good defense here on that end by the Cougars. O'Shea with a couple of blocks, and McGrath fighting hard for the rebound. Comes down there with it. And it will be McGrath going to the line to try to tie this thing up. First one, in and out. Aussies have not fared very well at that three-point, at that charity stripe at all here today. That was off the mark as well. And rebounded there by Ingram. He'll hold on to it, and that's where the first half is going to end, as it will be the Trinity Christian Academy 25, the McKinnon Cougars of Australia 23, and it is halftime. Halftime brought to us by the good folks at Farmers State Bank.
Whether it's with family and friends or just some time to yourself, summer is better on the water. And Farmers State Bank has exactly what you need to make those dreams come true. Learn more at fsbctx.bank.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center proudly supports all the students and schools of the Piney Woods. Stop by the lot and feel free to check out all the wonderful vehicles we have to offer, no matter what adventure you're planning on taking. We have a wide selection of used vehicles and a service department that can service your vehicle. Get all the info you need about your next vehicle online. That way you're prepared for your cardio when you hit the lot. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center.
Diamond V Cafe on the corner of Tenaha and Timpson is open Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. until 8 p.m. and on the Lord's Day Sunday, 7 until 2. Diamond V Cafe was voted the best breakfast in Shelby County, and that breakfast or dinner menu is available anytime that they're open. So stop on by Diamond V Cafe and visit the Brandons.
It doesn't matter if you need a truck tire or if you need a car tire. If you need a tire, you call Joaquin Tire. Joaquin Tire Shop provides new and used tires, along with oil changes and 24-hour road service. Stop and see them on Highway 7 in Joaquin.
Alrighty, folks, it is halftime, brought to us by the good folks at Farmer State Bank. Your Farmer State Bank halftime stats. Let's start off here with the home team, the Cougars of Australia, and Coach Giancino's squad. It was 10-6. They were up at the end of the first quarter, now trailing by 2, 25-23. They are 4 of 14 at the three-point line. Warren with 3 points, 9 for Joy, 3 for O'Shea, 2 for Fu, and 6 for Harrison. They are 4 of 13 at the charity stripe. For the TCA Trojans, it is 5 of 15 at the three-point line, 4 of 6 at the charity stripe. 17 points for Price. He's got 5 threes in this ball game. 6 for Cox and 2 for Smith is the scoring so far here in this game for the two teams. So that's kind of where we are here at halftime. So going to take another quick break, and we'll come back and get you ready. As you see, the Center and the Chapel Hill guys will be the next game. We'll have that for you here on NETSN after the conclusion of the Australia Trinity Christian game. And we'll be here throughout the day. Coming out of here and enjoy some great basketball here at the Coliseum, or just tune it in here to NETSN. They got the Black Taco Man out there. I'll tell you what, dude, talk about some good food. Just sitting out here in front of the Coliseum. Go see Mr. Frofro. He's out here for you. And just some good stuff going on here at the Coliseum. So come on in here and check it out. All games today here at the Coliseum to yesterday and today have been brought to you by the good folks at Shelby Savings Bank. And we'll be right back here for the second half, folks, on NETSN.
Shelby Savings Bank has come a long way since it was established in 1982, and the good folks that work at Shelby Savings Bank really enjoy doing things in the community and for the community. And they would like to encourage everyone to please shop local. For all your banking needs, please visit these wonderful Shelby Savings Bank locations, with 2 locations in Center, locations in St. Augustine, Palestine, and Lindale.
Batters Law Firm is your first choice in personal injury law. Jeff Batters and his staff lead the way in the area with Best of Nacogdoches and Best of Lufkin votes over the last several years. If your case matters, it's got to be Batters.
At Aurora Concepts, we offer full-service primary care. And we provide physicals for student athletes for every sport. Aurora Concepts. Let us take care of you.
All righty, folks, we are back here ready to go for the second half as it's a 25-23 ball game and ready to rock and roll here as it's going to be Cougar basketball to start off. Switching ends, now going left to right. Joy, McGrath, O'Shea. Looks like Harrison and Warren on the floor here to start off for the Cougars. Apple, Price, Cox, Smith and Daniels for the Trojans. And as the McGrath has it, send it over here now. Warren going to launch a three to start off, and Warren will get his second three of the afternoon. And that gets the Cougars on top by one here to start off into the third. Cox pushing the action here to the left side. Going to find Apple. Apple working against Warren. Price. Oh, he had a nice job by O'Shea. O'Shea gets up ahead, though. O'Shea wanted the ball, and now working against Apple, and they're going to call a charge on O'Shea. And a nice job there by Apple to get back and get in front of him. And O'Shea, the only reason why he got that is because he dipped that shoulder. If he wouldn't have dipped that shoulder, if he'd have went straight on in, he would have been okay. But he dipped that shoulder, and that's why the ref called that charging call on him right there. All right, so here we go. As Price will get it, no shots for the Cougars. And Price will bring it up the floor now. As Cox working along that left side, send it over here now to Daniels. Back outside, three ball on the way for Price, and he is just deadly from three today. As the Cougars come back up, trailing now by two. McGrath. Back over here to Joy. And Price diving at the basketball, but it is out of play. And we'll stay with the Cougars right here on this end. And McGrath ready to bring it in here. Send it into O'Shea. O'Shea trying to work right here in the corner. Taking it back out now, and they'll send it around. Yeah, Warren going to launch for three. This one's off the mark this time. And it's rebounded there by Smith, and he'll give it up here to Cox. He'll push it back across the timeline here for the Trojans. And O'Shea trying to play some tighter defense there. Cox gets away from it. And that's going to be a foul on Apple, as offensive foul. Give that upper elbow right there. So Apple picking up his second. As Joy will now be ready to bring it up the floor here for the Cougars. Trying to tie it up or take the lead once again. Shea here to the right side. Stopping and popping for three. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound comes back out by Cox. Push it up the floor here, goes around Shea. Cox send it over here to Price. Price left side. Now back out, they swing it back around. Cox for three from the right wing, and it's gone. Cox draining a three. He figures Price is doing it, he might as well get involved. Warren, go to the left side. Back out on top to McGrath. McGrath, bounce pass into Joe. Oh, and a nice job on the steal there by Apple. Stepped right in front of that passing lane. Throws it up ahead here to Cox. Cox has it blocked by O'Shea, and it's out of bounds, and it will stay with the Trojans. But O'Shea with at least his third block of the afternoon. On the inbound, coming in here to Price. Price. Now back out here to Apple. Now Price bounce pass inside to Daniels. Finds Smith. Smith driving down to that right side, but McGrath right there makes him throw up a crazy shot. Won't go. And coming out of the way, it is Joy. He'll throw it up here to O'Shea. O'Shea take it down in there. A great job there by Cox. Gets in there and makes the steal, but while Cox is on the floor to throw it away, he's going to get called for the walk, and he'll stay with the Cougars. So I aim to get a substitution coming in. It's going to be Flat checking into the ball game. So 5:28 to go into this third quarter. And TCA has a 2-point lead. Oh, a 5-point lead, sorry. And Joy trying to work his way down to the right side of the lane. He gets wrangled up there and tackled by Smith. So Smith is going to pick up that foul, and O'Shea. Smith gets his second. It'll be an out-of-bounds play. And Warren looking to get it in here for the Cougars. Going to find Joy here on the right side. He'll catch and snap for the three. It will not go. Rebound comes out long for Flat. We'll give it up here to Cox. Cox now will bring it over to the right side, and Price wide open. You can't leave that young man wide open. He's going to drain the three, and he does right there once again. You got to make sure you stay somebody on him. You leave him wide open like that, he's going to look for it, and he's going to take that shot, and does, and he drains it. Here's Harrison at the rack. Can't get it to go. Trying to get his own rebound. That ball's on the ground. It's on the line there. It's going to stay with the Cougars. So Harrison looking to bring it in now for McKinnon and the Cougars. But we're going to get a full timeout here. Maybe some substitutions here for the Cougars. Lazari, Fu, and McGrath coming back into the ball game here for Coach Giancino. It's like Burton coming back in here. He'll come in for Apple for Coach Price. Under 5 to go into third. It's an 8-point lead here for TCA Academy. That one's up high, and that's going to go off of O'Shea. It's a high pass on the inbound, trying to get it in over the defense. And too tall. And O'Shea knocks it out, and it's going to go back to the Trojans. They'll get it in here to Price. So Price will bring it across the timeline to the far side, drop it off here to Cox. Cox, right side of the lane. Cox down in there. He takes it off the rack, won't go. McGrath gets the rebound, throws it up ahead here. Fu will bring it up now for the Cougars. Send it over to the left side. Lazari. O'Shea in the corner. 3 ball will not go. Back out by Cox. Pushing it up here. Going to find Apple. Sorry, that's Flat. Flat on the floor. Throws it out. Finds Price. And that time Lazari does a good job to get on it quick to not allow Price an opportunity to make a shot. But I've seen Price with a hand in his face a couple times tonight, knocking it down anyway. So he's just feeling that free ball shot here today. Here's Burton around the defense. Flat, back to Cox. Cox trying to take it to the right side, followed by O'Shea. Ball's loose, dumps it out here to Smith. Smith kicking it back out. Price, long range 3. Off the mark this time. McGrath trying to fight for it, but Burton comes out of there with it. Nice job fighting with it there with McGrath, but Burton comes up with it for the Trojans. Price loses it at O'Shea's feet, picks up the ball, puts up the floater into the lane, and scores for the Trojans. Back to the 10-point ball game, largest lead of the game here for the Trojans. And they'll give it to O'Shea. O'Shea, bounce pass over here now to Joy, back to McGrath. Joy on top. Finds O'Shea trying to weave his way down inside the free throw. Oh, that's a beautiful pass there to McGrath. McGrath is hit there hard by Flat. McGrath will go to the line. A nice job there, McGrath. It was a good pass there by O'Shea, and he tried to get a nice little layup in there, but Flat right there to stop that. Puts O'Shea at the line. He's 0 for 2 at the line so far today. Yeah, gets the shooter's roll. Ingram checks into the ball game, and Apple into the game here for Coach Flat as Smith and Flat check out. So McGrath on the back half of it. Can't get it to go. Cox onto the rebound. Throws it up ahead here. Going to find Apple pushing up the floor. Get it back to Cox over to the right side to find Price. 3:20 to go into the third. Oh, that's not what he's trying to do. Apple was trying to get Daniels to fall along into that baseline, and he doesn't get there. So it's back to the Cougars with a chance now to cut into this lead here, but that's almost still, and it is. Nice job there by Ingram to knock it back into the court, and ends up in the hands here of Cox. Cox is going to be fouled by O'Shea, and that's number 4 on O'Shea. This coach is going to have to get him out. As Cox will go back to the line where he's 2 for 4, 3:07 to go. So if that's on O'Shea, that'll be 4 on him. And that is on O'Shea, number 4. As Cox goes to the line after the first shot, there'll be some substitutions. As it looks like Harrison and Joy will check back into the ball game here for Coach Giancino. Up and good here for Cox. So O'Shea definitely got to sit down here for a while with those 4 fouls as Harrison and Joy check back into the ball game for the Cougars. O'Shea with some swats out there. He's got 3 points in the game with a big 3. Making some big blocks out here a couple times this morning. Cox ready to go. Second one. Good. Nice job there by Cox. So we got down to 3 minutes to go. Back to an 11-point ball game for the Trojans. Fu in the ball game, going to screen out here for Joy. Over to that left side, kick it back out here to Harrison. Harrison looking for a screen from Fu. Harrison trying to drop off on a little pick and roll there, but doesn't work out. And it's into the hands here of the Trojans. As Price will bring it back up the floor. Covered by Harrison. Price dumping it off over to the right side. It's Apple. Apple, Cox. Nice defense here by the Cougars, keeping Cox from penetrating on that right side. They're going to find Apple open for three, and he'll knock it down. His first points of the game, Apple on the left corner for three. 41-27, and here come the Cougars back up the floor. Harrison, top of the key, off the mark there. And rebound comes out by the Trojans. Price throws it up ahead. Apple on the baseline, on the sideline there, but has to tiptoe it, and it ends up back into play, and the Cougars come out of there with it. Harrison, that's Joy. Fu, now Joy with it, number 12. Joy takes it in. Nice job there by Joy. His first points of the second half. Nice little penetration. He did that a few times there in that second quarter and got himself 7 points in that second quarter, 9 altogether. He's now got 11. There's a jump ball. Possession arrow will go to the Trojans with 1:48 to play. So Trojan basketball, looking to get it in. On the inbound here to Cox. They'll look to push up the floor here. Good job here by Cox. Bounce pass inside. Ingram, nice job. Cox with a beautiful dime here to Ingram, and Ingram gets the bucket. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor with 1:34 to play here in the third quarter. It's 43-39 as the Trojans have opened up a big lead here on the NETSN.
Yeah, let's go.
All righty, we're back here after the timeout. 43-29. 1:34 to play here into the third. We're having a little issue here with this, so let's see if we can get the scoreboard fixed real quick, folks. My apologies. There we go. Now we're better off. Okay, sorry about that. And we got a couple of Aussie players that are banged up here on this end of the floor. Can't get that one to go. And still going to be down here, though. And Fu's going to walk with that one as he tried to make the pass. And we're going to call for the walk here in the third. 1:07 to go. And Lazari coming up a little bit gimpy and check out of the game there. And Warren will check back in, favoring that left ankle a little bit. Might have rolled it there, maybe landing on somebody's foot. Thinks he's walking on his own power, though. That gets away, and it is Harrison has it. Ends up in the hands of Joy. Joy into the lane, putting up the floater, back of the iron, too strong, won't go. And it's Price with the basketball. We'll kick it out here now to Daniels. Daniels push up the floor there to Price. Pushing the action along that left side, or right side, sorry. And Price going to throw it back out, and it's going to get out of play here. And it will go back to the Cougars with 47.3 to go. So Cougar basketball trying to get into this lead. Trailing by 14 right now. And about 40 seconds to go here into the quarter. Three ball on the way by Warren. It will not go. Rebound by Fu. Fu trying to get away from the double team and finally puts up the shot. Nice job there, Fu. Decides, you know what, I'm just going to put it off the glass here and knock it down. Good possession there for the Cougars. Now to make the play some defense. See if they can get another bucket here before the end of the quarter. Without the Trojans getting one, but Cox doing a good job here. Going to hold on to himself out here. On top. That's Harrison on him. Going to get a 10.6 go. Going to get a quick timeout. All right, so it looks like we're going to get a timeout here by the Academy. We'll take a quick break and be right back here on the NETSN.
Folks here in East Texas really love their breakfast. Whether you're looking for biscuits and gravy, anything up to quiche, you'll find it there at Plates of Grace Country Kitchen for an awesome breakfast. When it comes to lunch, they'll always have a great special written on the board, or check out the menu for all kinds of great items like the Bubba Club, chicken fried steak, fish and shrimp, or even that mouth-watering hamburger steak. You'll find all these mouth-watering dishes at Plates of Grace Country Kitchen, just outside of Center on Shelbyville Highway.
Back here to the timeout, 10.6 to go for the end of the third quarter. And it will be Apple ready to bring it in here for the Trojans. Looking to get it in here for one final shot. Finding Cox there inside. They'll take it right after the rack. Won't go. Fu going to get that rebound here. So here comes opportunity here for Joy. Pushing the ball before 2 seconds to go. Launches up a three ball. It will not go, and that's going to do it at the end of the third quarter, as it will be a 43-31 ball game here at the end of the third. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick break here. We'll come back for the fourth quarter. I've got to do a battery change, so we'll be right back here on the NETSN. Alrighty, folks, back here. We get ready to go to that fourth quarter. It's a 43-31 lead here for the Trinity Christian Academy Trojans over the McKinnon Cougars, the Aussie squad. And a good quarter there for the Trojans, for the Trojans. They had 18 points in that quarter compared to only 8 for 7. 8 points there. 8 points, that's what it was, for the Cougars. So a good third quarter there for the Trojans as they open up a big lead here. Now see if the Cougars can close in that gap. So here we go. And that is taken away here, and back up the floor now comes Cox as he makes that steal. He'll throw it up, going to drop it out here. 4-3 for Apple, and it will not go. And a nice job there by Cox. Gets the rebound, takes it right back in and scores. So back up the floor now comes the Cougars as Joy pushes over here to the right side. Joy back to the middle, going to find Fu. Nice little give and go right there. Oh! And it won't go for Fu. Just rolls off the front of the rim. Had a couple of those here today. Up ahead here now to Smith. Smith back to Cox, working over here to the left side. Cox stopping a pop on top of the key three, and it rattles in and out. Will not go, but Smith right there for the rebound, puts it right back up and scores. Nice job by Smith. 10 for 22 at the three-point line here for the Trojans. And with 7:06 to go, we got a stoppage here. Let's see if maybe got a timeout or maybe had a little bit of an injury. Somebody grabbed a towel. So see what we got going on. So 7:06 to go. Yeah, it wasn't an actual timeout. It was just an official. So it wasn't an official, just an official stoppage right there for, looks like Cox might have took a shot to the nose there, might have had a little bit of a bloody nose, so he's going to make sure he's okay and get him. It looks like he's going to be all right. All right, so it will be Cougar basketball. And Cougar's probably happy to see Cox on the bench right here. He is a very dominating player. Warren, right side, three ball, stepping out here, launching it, will not go. 5 of 23 at the three-point line here for the Cougars. Under 7 to play as Price dumping it back off here to Apple. Apple in the lane, getting it back to Price. And I send it back here to Smith. Smith over to Apple. Apple launching for a three and will not go. But Price right there for the rebound. It won't go. Going to fight with Smith for the rebound. Price once again for the shot, and it will not go once again. And that is going to be Smith taking Joy to the ground right there. Oh, sorry, Daniels taking Joy to the ground. So bouncing in and out, bouncing in and out. Here comes O'Shea back into the ball game. He had to check out with about 3 minutes left to go into that third after he picked up his fourth foul. So he'll put him back in with 6:30 to go. Also coming in is McKinnon. I'm sorry, is McGrath coming in here for the Cougars. And 6.5 left to play. It's a 16-point lead here for the Trojans. And to make sure we get the floor cleaned up, taken care of. And what we got going on right there, as you can see. All righty, now we're ready to go. As Cox going to come back into the ball game here, checking back in for Apple, Coach Price. So here come the Cougars back up the floor. And have a good offensive set right here. Well done, Warren on the right side, swinging it back around to the left. McGrath, left wing three, short on that one. And a rebound comes out here by O'Shea. Nice job by O'Shea. That one gets tipped in the air as he makes the pass. Ends up in Cox's hands, throws it up ahead here to Smith. Smith, nice little move there in the middle. Smith takes up for the shot and won't go, and he's going to be called for the offensive foul. That'll be his third, as Joy stood in there and took that foul. Smith checks out for Ingram for Coach Price. So back up the floor now comes the Cougars. As Joy sent over to that left side. Joy taking it back out here, McGrath, swinging it around. Nice over to O'Shea. O'Shea going to launch the three. It will not go. And it's right there for the rebound. Good box out by Ingram, keeping it away from Ryerson. And he'll give it back to Cox. And Cox will bring it up. Time to take some time off the clock with a big lead here for the Trojans. Cox working against O'Shea. Pass down over here to Cox, working his way back in. A nice job there on the give and go from Daniels to Cox. And it'll go. 5:20 as the Cougars bring it back up the floor. McGrath to Joy. That's knocked away there by Price. Price, 1-on-2 basketball, but Price takes it right in and scores. Nice job, Price, with his first points of the fourth quarter. And now makes it a 20-point ball game with 5:11 to go. We're going to get another timeout on the floor here. This one by the Cougars. And we'll take one with them. We'll be right back here on a NETSN.
Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center proudly supports all the students and schools of the Piney Woods. Stop by the lot and feel free to check out all the wonderful vehicles we have to offer, no matter what adventure you're planning on taking. We have a wide selection of used vehicles and a service department that can service your vehicle. Get all the info you need about your next vehicle online. That way you're prepared for your car deal when you hit the lot. Wright Chrysler Dodge Jeep in Center.
All righty, folks, back here after the timeout. 5:11 to go, and the Cougars need a bucket here. They haven't scored here so far. I'm getting down to 3 minutes here in this fourth quarter. That was almost a walk there by Lazari. He gets quickly double-teamed, and that's going to be a foul there. That may be on Price. If it is, that'd be his third. They call that one on Apple? I really believe they call that one on Apple, so that was the third one on Apple. So back at action here, under 5 to go. Joy to Harrison. Harrison give it back to O'Shea. O'Shea working over to that left side. Taking it down. Turnaround jumper. Can't get it to go. A nice shot there by O'Shea. Just rolls off as Price gets the rebound. And back up the floor now come the Trojans as Price will take some time off the clock here. Get down to about 4.5 to play into the ball game. Cox, long range three, will not go for the Trojans. Coming out here along with it. It's going to be on the floor and picked up here by the Trojans. Getting over to Price. Price stepping away and launching another three. That one will not go. Knocked out of bounds by Ingram. So knocked out a play there by Ingram, and so trying to get a little help in the basketball. Now we got it. As we get into the Coliseum stands there. And the Cougars will bring it in. Up the floor now, Joy pushes up back over to McGrath to that left side. McGrath sends it now to O'Shea. And Nazari. Down to 4 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. These Cougars just trying to work the weave around here, try to find some kind of an open shot here, trying to find a little bit of open area in that tight defense here by the Trojans. Joy runs right into Ingram. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession here will go back to the Trojans. Joy tried everything he could to get through there, but Ingram studs right in front of him and wraps it up. And on the jump ball call, it will go back to the Trojans on the inbound. They'll get it in here to flat to Price. Coming up next, it's going to be Center and Chapel Hill. Should be a good game here. Both teams, Chapel Hill won a couple games yesterday, and Center won the game here against the Australians last night to wrap up the first day of the tournament. So that'll be coming up next. There'll be about a 10-minute break in between games. We'll get that for you. As Cox and the Trojans looking to take as much time off the clock as they can right here, up by 20. Cox with a nice bounce pass, and it's off the hands of Ingram. It looks like somebody might have got a hand on it because it didn't come out of Ingram's hands very well. Throwing it up ahead, and it is Harrison going to run right into Ingram, and Ingram's going to pick up that foul. Got to be number 2 on him, I do believe, with 3:09 to play. I got number 5 on Ingram, number 4 on Ingram, okay. Might have gave somebody else one of his fouls. There we go. So on the inbound is Joy. Joy's going to throw it back and tried to find O'Shea, but O'Shea was trying to move. A little miscommunication between Joy and O'Shea, and out of play. 3:06 to go. So Cox ready to bring it up here with 3 minutes to play. I'll say a big thank you to the good folks at Shelby Savings Bank bringing us our game broadcast today. Every game brought to you by Shelby Savings Bank. Daniels, Cox on the left wing. O'Shea right there in front of him. Going to go around to the defense. Cox takes it in, scores another nice move there by Cox. 6 points here into this fourth quarter. As Harrison pushes it up, sends it over to O'Shea. Now McGrath to that left side. McGrath along the baseline, throws it back out. Goes through Lazari's hands. Cox going to pick up the loose ball. And Cox at the rack puts it up and scores. Coach McGrath going to call a timeout here for the Cougars. And with 2:23 left to go, we'll take a break. We'll be right back here on the NETSN.
Hey, y'all got a dirty truck.
Well, then take it to Joe's Car Spa for a spa day.
At Joe's, they make 'em shine.
And they're standing by to work with the community.
They was elected best of Shelby County this year, and it's called Joe's, but it probably ought to be called Reed since Reed Grant owns it.
So, Billy Don, when it's time for your car or truck to have a spa day, where do you take it?
Already we are back here ready to go with 2:23 left to play after the timeout. It is a 55-31 lead for Trinity Christian over the Cougars of Australia. And they'll get it in here with 2:22 to play, as it will be Harrison dropping off here to O'Shea. O'Shea over to that left side to McGrath, back to Joy. Joy. And now Lazari. All the way back across. And Lazari in the lane, working hard to try to get that shot off. He's going to be fouled by Burton. Burton going to pick up that foul, but that should put Lazari at the line. He's 0 for 1. He's there early into the ball game, looking for his first points of the game. Lazari steps up. First shot from Lazari is up and good. Second shot on the way. Yeah, he gets it to toilet bowl and roll home. So now a 55-33 ball game. Back on the floor now come the Trojans with just under 2 to go. Flat. Back out here to Burton. Burton sent it back over to the left side. 3 ball on the way, and it is good. As checking into the ball game, that is number 11. I don't have an 11 on my roster, but number 11 hits the 3 for Price, or Coach Price, into the Trojans. So working it down inside there, lose a handle on it, but nice job getting it to Lazari, partially blocked there by number 12, McKim. And it'll be into the hands here of Burton, who'll bring it across the timeline now. Working there against Joy over to that right side. Burton throws it back out. Smith now flat. And send it back out here, and that one's going to get knocked away. Number 11 may be Daniels. I'm not really for sure, but I understand the coach said number 54, Kilgore, was out with an injury, so that may be what we're looking at there, but he's got the double ones on him, so we'll call him the 11. Under a minute to go in this ball game here, and it looks like the Trojans are going to come out here with a victory as they play keep away here. This first game of the afternoon for us. 3 ball on the way from Burton. It won't go. And a rebound comes back out. Back up the floor now come the Cougars. As O'Shea in the lane puts up the shot, it's going to be a foul and it won't go. They wanted a jump ball, but it's going to be a foul on the Trojans nonetheless. Here with 31.6 to go. Now to put O'Shea at the line. He's 0 for 2 so far. So going to get a substitution. Ingram comes in after the 3rd foul there by Flat. Ingram's going to come in. He's got 4. 31.6 to go. Coach Price not worried about that as O'Shea steps to the line 0 for 2, looking to knock down a couple here. And we'll go. All righty, back up the floor now. Burton to hold on to it here at the half-court line, working against Joy. Send it over to the right side. So I think 11 is Daniels. I'm just taking a wild guess at it right there. That's not Daniels. Daniels is number 33 sitting over there. So don't have a number 11 on the score sheet here, folks. So my bad. I knew that wasn't Daniels. What I was thinking. All right, so playing keep away here, and that's going to do it here as the Trojans are going to win it 58-35 over the Cougars of Australia. And a nice, great game here by both teams, but a good win here for the Trinity Christian Academy. And my player of the game today, folks, is going to be Price. Price with a big outburst there. He had a lot of points in this ball game, so I'm going to give it to Price. He's going to be our player of the game. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and give you some final stats. We'll be ready for the next game, Tyler Chapel Hill against the Center Rough Riders. That's coming up here on a NETSN.
Struggling with mobility, chronic pain, work, or sport?
At Aurora Concepts, we offer full-service primary care. And we provide physicals for student athletes for every sport. Aurora Concepts. Let us take care of you.
Shelby Savings Bank has come a long way since it was established in 1982, and the good folks that work at Shelby Savings Bank really enjoy doing things in the community and for the community. And they would like to encourage everyone to please shop local. For all your banking needs, please visit these wonderful Shelby Savings Bank locations, with 2 locations in Center, locations in St. Augustine, Palestine, and Lindale.
Alrighty, folks, back here to wrap this one up, and my player of the game is going to be Price. He had 29 points into the ball game here. They went 11 to 26 at that 3-point line. He had the majority of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 of those were his tonight. He was just knocking them down. Did a great job there, and Cox did a really good job there for the Trojans as well. But Price, my player of the game. They went 6 of 8 at the charity stripe, 11 of 26 at the 3-point line. For the Cougars, they went 5 of 25 at the 3-point line, 7 of 19 at the charity stripe. And the fourth quarter just didn't fare very well for the Cougars into the second, or in the third or fourth quarter. as they were only able to manage 8 points, and then just 4 points here into the fourth quarter for the Cougars. So that's the way the first game is going to end here. It's going to be Center and Chapel Hill there on the way. We'll take a quick break, get everything realigned, and get ready for the next stream, folks. So thanks for joining us for this one. We'll be right back here on NETSN on the next stream.
The proceeding has been a presentation of the Pineywood Sports Network, an affiliate of NETSN. God bless America, God bless our troops, and God bless each and every one of you.